What's up, guys? It's John Kill 3D Gaming here, and I want to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2, not as in what's been going on with its loot boxes, all its controversy, because all that is long and behind, and that's a good thing. The drama with the game has finally died down, and the game is actually making good progress. With The Last Jedi season coming to an end for the game, it has officially ended. Season 2 is on its way, along with a lot of changes and improvements that have been made to the game. Season 2 looking into more Clone Wars content, looking into now a new progression system coming. Whether you were good with the old one or not, I was able to show validated proof that the old progression system, which will be now the old one when Season 2 hits, this whole loot box progression system shit, it was meaningless because it didn't really affect nothing at all. But anyway, with Season 2 coming, I'm hoping for more Clone Wars content, because I saw one of the developers on Twitter and a couple videos explaining that he gave a hint to Season 2, and this is a big hint. It shows a header, like the picture, it's the header of Anakin Skywalker marching upon the Jedi Temple. And the developer said that I already gave you what Season 2 was going to be. So that just shows you that they want to do the Clone Wars more, which is, yeah, that's where a lot of the fans enjoy the most, because that's where all the good, more fun characters are. General Grievous, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Asajj Ventress, Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, and I'm hoping we can see the Star Wars Rebels characters in there. Those characters would be really fun to have and make great additions for the first time. With all the downstocks, like, yeah, the game didn't do well upon its release, but slowly the game has been recovering and it's getting better and better and better, unlike its Activision counterpart Bungie's Destiny 2, where that game is continuing to fail and fail on every level, to the point where YouTubers and supporters of that game is starting to fade away from it, because everyone knows that Destiny is trash and garbage. And obviously I know the Destiny community doesn't like when a game is better than theirs, but they want a game that's continuously broken and becoming more and more damaged by its creators, instead of being defended and assisted by its creators. Where Battlefront 2, yes, everyone, I even didn't like how it was at first. It was fucked up how things were done, but I had to give the game a fair chance, and yes, the game is fun. It's becoming the game it should have been right out the bat. But hey, you gotta have a slow, rocky start to sometimes get to the light on the other side of the tunnel. And this game has been getting better. It's more and more fun each time I play. Now, with new game modes always on the horizon coming, new challenges and seasons coming, new characters, maps, buffs and nerfs to certain things, the game is becoming more and more balanced. Also, the star card system, which the star card system was never broken to begin with, because they never affected the gameplay at all. With the amount of time I've played, nothing felt different. My character didn't feel more powerful. It just felt like a little boost. It didn't feel like an overall game changer. And if you guys don't hear that one coming out, just go to my previous video explaining how to progress in Star Wars Battlefront 2 without loot boxes. It can be done. I've showed it. Then we get into the future of this game. It's still pretty good. A lot of people are not going to like that, because I doubt that EA is going to lose the Star Wars license. But if anything, this game should show them not to fuck around anymore. It should show them to keep their heads on straight. Let them fuck around with any other game. Let them fuck up Need for Speed. Let them fuck up the Battlefield franchise, for all I give a damn. But don't fuck up Star Wars. Now that they get that out, got that established, because yes, there is a pushback. The game did have a good pushback of players, and it's because of that the game is being changed drastically. So now you can go into this game and have fun with it. The free expansions to the stories that are also coming. The game did, right out the gate though, it did have a well-balanced amount of heroes and villains, though people wanted different choices. Okay, the heroes that were right at the gate were fine. Now, there has to be a reason why you don't have every character or hero right off the bat. And the whole shit about having to play for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to get to a certain degree, that's also completely full of shit, because I was able to do this all in one weekend without even playing it straight. I took breaks in between playing other games, and all my my heroes and character classes, without having to really invest into the loot system, because trust me, this is not the worst loot system I've ever seen. There's other loot systems in other games that are far worse, like Halo 5, now Destiny 2, and many others that follow that system. Actually, people were just over exaggerating, because yes, there is amount of people that hate EA, and I can understand why. I understand your reasons why, but most of the people that were hating this time, they were just jumping on the bandwagon because whatever is the most popular trend to hate on or to go after, just like with the Last Jedi film, all the things that people said were negative about the film were easily refuted and easily torn apart. I've been able to do that in my live streams. You know, whenever people come and talk about the Last Jedi to me, I've been able to break their points easily and break their criticisms, just like I was able to defeat their criticisms about the game. Okay? Like the criticisms with the storyline, how, oh, they said the storyline's terrible. If you had time to listen to or read the Infernal Squadron book, this story mode was made for the people who understood that game, you know, that storyline. So it does get a pass on that for the people who read and listened to it, but for those who didn't, then I can understand why it's notched back for you. But the story mode follows the same beats as any Star Wars film or any Star Wars story would take. It fits, and there's not really all that much wrong with it, okay? Yeah, I still feel that they should have added missions showing more of Iden Versio as an Imperial, but being that I had listened to the book Infernal Squadron, I understood what was going to happen, and I was braced for what was going to happen in the campaign, you know, pretty early. So it didn't phase me all that much. And the fact that you got to bounce around as different characters, it's the same thing as a Star Wars movie. There's characters always bouncing around from storyline to storyline, planet to planet, character to character. Now, let's talk about how the idea of the new progression system that's going to happen. There's no details in full of how it's going to work. How are they going to change it? But even if they change it to something that's more appealing to everyone else, the fact is, from the start, yes, they turned off the microtransactions, which actually, now that you don't have to pay with real world money, that should have been most of the end of it right there, because if games give you in-game currency to buy stuff, that's not a problem if you're using in-game currency, because then that gives you a reason to earn and continue to go forward. And they say that it's a form of gambling. Okay, there are far more complex forms of gambling. Trying to compare gambling in video games, it's just beating a dead horse, okay? That's why I'm not going to get too much into talking about that, but it's funny how I didn't have to gamble with the loot boxes because I had already upgraded everything I need. So mostly what I get now is duplicates or crafting parts or credits, more so, to just help me out with boosting the cards I already have, because you don't have to go with every single card. And the cheapest crate, the hero crate, gives you everything you need without having to spend money. The credits are very lenient. It's like 2,200. And you can get every card, star card in the game, just by opening up the damn hero crate. You don't have to use the starfighter crate. You don't have to use the trooper crate. You can use the hero crate because it gives you crates for not only your hero, but for all the classes. So you could just build up and get every single card easily instead of you don't have to do it over and over and over because you're guaranteed to get something for the class of your choice. Okay? Because there's all types of players in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Every single class, every single person. So you'll be able to get what you need fairly quickly and very easily. So this whole gambling thing, it's easy to debunk. So don't just throw this game under the bus saying it's gambling. Look at all games. If you're going to pull that shit right out the water, go to other games that use these similar systems and that have far worse systems. Okay? Yes, I know Star Wars was the tipping point because we all love Star Wars and we didn't want something like this to happen. But EA is doing actually one thing I never thought they would do with DICE. They're actually continuing forward with the game, making its changes, making its improvements, even though we had to force them to do it, you know, by pushing hard on them. At least it's being done, okay? I wish the Destiny fan base could do that for their game, but they won't do it because they're happy with whatever Bungie gives them. Okay? So, when it comes to the Star Wars Battlefront 2 topics, all the things now with this game, all its controversies, they're officially dead, okay? The controversies mean nothing now. Like, anybody that continues it after this point, you're beating a dead horse, so just stop, okay? All the points people are now making about the game, they can't come up with any new reasons. They're just rehashing old points, and all the naysayers are just going to look for a reason to bitch more and more about the game. So, that's all I got to say about Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm glad the game is making its progress. It's now becoming, slowly it's going to become the game that it should have been right out the gate. But hey, better have it slowly than not have it at all. Okay? Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's still a good game at the end of the day, and better than that trash that Activision calls Destiny.